Welcome, fellow Walking Dead fans. Solid Dave Snake here, continuing collection week here on my YouTube channel, and also continuing the Walking Dead collection videos. Yesterday we had taken a look at the complete collection of Walking Dead mini-mates, and the day before that, the complete collection of Walking Dead building sets. Now today we're going to take a look at the complete collection of McFarlane Walking Dead comic series action figures. And everything that has been made from 2011 to the end of 2015, which is everything up to date, is here and accounted for in this video in front of us now. And I will be going over all of them, but not only will I be going over them, I will be giving you current prices that these action figures are going for on eBay. So it'll be kind of a little price guide for you and checklist if you don't know what you're missing. And also, if you want an actual internet site for a checklist, go check out The Walking Dead Weebly. A good friend of ours over at The Walking Dead Action Figures and Memorabilia Facebook page, Sean Thompson, built this internet site that has a complete checklist for all of the Walking Dead comic series action figures, TV series action figures, as well as the building sets. So go ahead and check it out. I'll put a link in the description below to it, as well as the Walking Dead action figures and memorabilia Facebook page. So with having said all that, let's just jump right into this and start off where it all started. And that's the October 2011 release of The Walking Dead Comic Series 1, which actually came out before the first TV series. So these are the official very first Walking Dead action figures we ever got. And this series still holds a huge spot in my collection, one of my favorites. And in it we got 2 zombies and 2 hero characters. We get the zombie lurker and the zombie roamer, which both of these action figures go roughly for in between $40 to $60. And they both feature awesome action features. I have full in-depth reviews of every single one of these action figures up here displayed. So if you want to see any of them individually reviewed that are up here, I'll put a link in the description as well for my playlist of Walking Dead comic series action figures. And then we get our 2 hero characters, Michonne and Officer Rick Grimes, as how they both first appeared in the comics. Michonne being issue number 19 and Rick Grimes off the cover of issue 1. And both of these are becoming more hard to get. Michonne will go for in between $30 to $50, and Officer Rick Grimes for in between $40 or $50, sometimes getting up there to $60. But he is the easier to find of the 2 variants. And they did have 2 variants for him, a blood-splattered version and a black and white version, which both of these run for in between $60 to $80 mint on card. So we did get 3 different variants for Rick Grimes. Kind of a 4th, because we got a bloody black and white version in a box set, which I'll go over here in a bit. But let's move on from Series 1 and go up here to the next tier for Series 2. And this was the first series that they really flooded the market with. It was the only time that GameStop has ever carried the Walking Dead comic series action figures. And I know all the Toys R Us's got flooded with a couple cases of them, and they didn't sell too well. You can actually find this entire series for retail or under still. And kind of worried all us fans of these Walking Dead comic series action figures that it might have not been a good sign of things to come, but luckily everything picked up after this series. But I still do like the figures in this series. It is definitely the weakest of every series, if I had to vote them, but still had great characters in it. We get the Governor, Philip Blake, and Penny Blake, the Governor's zombie daughter, which she comes with some awesome gore accessories. I love that figure just for that. And then we have Michonne's pet zombie Mike, which if you got Penny, if you see in the upper right hand corner, she comes with a zombie Terry head. So if you get 2 of the Michonne's pets, you can make both of her pets, although they have the same body, which isn't necessarily right. And then we have Riot Gear Glenn. So that'll wrap up Series 2, and like I said, you can pretty much find all those at retail still, or for retail, not at retail. And then we move on to Series 3, which this series picked back up. They didn't carry it everywhere. My Toys R Us didn't even have this series. I had to order it. But this series did very well. And this Rick Grimes right here will actually go for in between $30 to $50 right now. He's not easy to obtain anymore and is definitely one of the better comic series figures ever done. And another great one is Andrea. And you can still find her for roughly around $20. Same thing for Dwight. And the Punk Rock Zombie, which was a great zombie action figure. And then we move on to the most recent series, which you pretty much still can find at retail, and that is Carl Grimes, Abraham Ford, Paul Jesus Monroe, and the Pincushion Zombie. And this was an excellent series. Really gets me excited to see what the heck they're going to have for us in the Comic Series 5. And hopefully we'll find out next week at Toy Fair. And then let's take a look at the Bloody Black and White box sets, which we have gotten over the years. And they started it off with a 2-pack of the zombies from the first series, which we got in the Bloody Black and White treatment. And then soon thereafter we got the same effect with Michonne and Officer Rick Grimes from that Series 1. So all the figures from Comic Series 1 got the Bloody Black and White treatment in these box sets. And they're becoming harder to find online. They go, the walkers go for anywhere in between $60 to $80, and roughly the same for Rick and Michonne. And then in Series 2, we only got the Governor and Penny Blake done in the Bloody Black and White treatment. And you can still find that at retail price. And this one's getting a little harder to find from Series 3. They did Andrea and Rick Grimes. And then you can still find this for retail as well. The Bloody Black and Whites for Series 4, which Carl and Abraham Ford got the treatment in that series. I'll give you one last close look at all those. And now let's move on to my favorite comic series figures. And that is the Skybound exclusives, which normally these figures are a little better than the actual series releases, not only in the figure itself, but the packaging. I just love how they have the comic artwork all over it, individualized for each character. And it all started off back in 2012 at San Diego Comic-Con. We got a hooded Michonne, which was a bloody variant of her Series 1 release, and she also comes with a cloth poncho, and all her weapons have blood splatter on it. So awesome figure. Goes for roughly in between $60 to $100 now. And then the following year's SDCC exclusive, 2013, we got the Riot Gear Governor, which was basically a mashup of the Governor and Riot Gear Glenn from Series 2. And he goes for in between, $50 to $80. And then we have probably the most valuable figure up here right now, and that is the Black Friday exclusive Negan from 2014. And he has shot up in value, and they're getting ready to introduce him on the show, so I see his value going up even more. But the regular color version goes for roughly in between $100 to $150, and the Bloody Black and White version, which this is the first figure where they started doing variants for the Bloody Black and White in the Skybound releases. So they do fit in with those box sets from the normal series as well. But he goes for roughly $80 to $100, so not as valuable as the color version, but still getting up there. And then at the following year's San Diego Comic-Con, 2014, we get Ezekiel. And we once again get him in his bloody black and white variant. And both of these go for roughly around $30, $35 right now. And then we have that year's New York Comic Con exclusive, 2014 Paul Jesus Monroe. And I think you may still be able to buy him on Skybound's site. For all these Skybound figures, whenever they're first released, make sure you go to their site, because they're all originally $25 off of Skybound's page. So you definitely want to go that route if you're getting these, because these do shoot up in value. And then we get this past year's San Diego Comic-Con 2015 exclusive Michonne. It's how she looked during All Out War, and I believe she is still available on Skybound, and a great overall figure. That's one of my favorites, as well as the Alpha, which was this year's Black Friday exclusive, or this past year's, 2015 Black Friday exclusive. And then we have a couple figures from Skybound's Telltale video game release. And first up last year for the, Black Friday, we got Clementine for 2014. And instead of doing a bloody black and white version for her, they did a straight up bloody version. Since the video game is in all color, they don't do any black and white. So I like how they went with the blood splattered version. And I don't believe you can find her on the page anymore. So she'll probably start shooting up. But you can still find Lee Everett on Skybound's webpage. And he got the same treatment as Clementine. He was the 2015 New York Comic Con exclusive. Same treatment, clean version, and then the bloody black, or not the bloody, just the bloody version. So, alright everyone, that's a rundown of every single thing that has been made for the Walking Dead comic series action figures. And stay tuned, because tomorrow I will have the complete collection for the Walking Dead TV series action figures. So I'll see you then.